It's now been almost a week since Hamas committed absolutely horrific and murderous atrocities against Israeli civilians. Since then, as widely predicted and expected, Israel has responded with a military assault on Gaza, and this has led to the deaths of many, many hundreds, perhaps thousands of Palestinian civilians. Now, while it is possible to look at this conflict and see that Hamas and the Israeli Prime Minister and his government have nothing in common and are mortal enemies, it's a little more complicated than that because they do share one similarity, actually a few commonalities. One is that neither of them care about Palestinian civilians. So I have heard people say, and both, I should be clear here, both would put the lives of Palestinian civilians, sacrifice those lives, kill those people, see those people killed, if it meant consolidating their political power and preserving their political power. I read and heard people say, therefore, that Hamas did this despite knowing that there would likely be Palestinian civilian casualties. I don't think that's true. I think it's more accurate to say Hamas did this because they knew there would be Palestinian civilian casualties and because they believe that makes them more politically powerful. But there's another dynamic to this as well. Any conflict between Israel and the Palestinian people is both a localized conflict in Israel and Gaza, potentially in the West Bank, and a global conflict. And we've seen this already. As around the world, we've seen some capitals and some cities publicly showing their support for the state of Israel. We've seen demonstrations supporting the Palestinian people, demonstrations supporting the Israelis, and we have seen violence and threats of violence against both people. It is clear that Netanyahu does not care if he makes Jews around the world less safe, as long as it helps him stay in power. And it is certainly also true that Hamas and their leadership don't care if they make Palestinians, in fact, all Arabs in Europe and the United States and places like that, less safe because of their actions.